You ever ask an AI to write some code and yeah, it works, but it just feels wrong, you know? It's clunky, it's tough to read, it's just not what you had in your head. Well, today, we're going to crack the code on exactly why that happens. We're going to find the secret ingredient that turns AI code into something a real human developer can actually love.
And this quote right here from the researchers whose paper we're digging into today, it absolutely nails the problem. The very AIs that are the top of the charts for writing correct code are often the ones that developers would, never actually choose to use in the real world. So what is going on here? Which brings us to the big question, right? What exactly is a vibe check when you're talking about code? It sounds so subjective, maybe a little bit out there. But as we're about to find out, it's something we can actually define and, believe it or not, measure. So the researchers have this term for it, vibe coding, and it's perfect. See, it's not about just getting a perfect answer on the first shot. It's more like a conversation, a back and forth where we guide the AI with plain English, tweaking and refining the code until it just feels right. The AI stops being a calculator and starts being a real creative partner.
And this is the paradox that kicked off this whole investigation. The way we've been grading AI coding skills using these metrics like pass at K, which, let's be honest, is just a simple check to see if the code runs, is totally disconnected from what we humans actually want. An AI can get a perfect score, but spit out code that's a total mess, ignores all conventions, and is an absolute nightmare to maintain later.
So, what's really cool is how these researchers decided to crack this puzzle. They figured out they had to look beyond the simple question of does it work and start asking a much more important one: how well does it listen? And this table just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got functional correctness. That's the machine's point of view. Does it work? Does it pass the tests? But on the other side, you've got the human vibe check. Is the code clean? Is it readable? Does it follow the project style guide? And maybe most importantly, does it actually preserve the intent behind what I asked for? And this right here is the big aha moment. The secret sauce wasn't some fuzzy, hard to pin down vibe. No, it was something way more concrete. Instruction following. It is not enough for the AI to solve the problem. It has to solve it the way you asked it to, following every single one of your rules and constraints. Okay, but to prove this whole theory, you can't just tell an AI to follow instructions better. That doesn't work. They needed a standardized way to give these instructions, and even more crucial, a way to automatically check if the AI actually did what it was told. So they built this thing called VeriCode. Honestly, just think of it as a rule book for vibes. They took hundreds of common coding rules and best practices from tools